Our top story this hour, UK has imposed a travel ban on travellers from South American countries and Portugal over concerns of a new COVID-19 variant identified in Brazil. UK Transport Secretary Grant Shapps announced that the new restrictions on Thursday and the ban, which came into effect from today, includes over 10 countries in the South American belt. The new travel ban applies to people who have travelled from or through the South American countries of Argentina, Brazil, Bolivia, Chile and more in the last 10 days.
Don't have cases at the moment, but this is a precautionary approach. We want to make sure that we do everything possible so that the vaccine rollout can sort of continue and make sure that it's not disturbed by other variants of this virus.
Portugal, including the island of Madeira and Azores, is also banned, along with the Central American nation of Panama and the former Portuguese colony of Cape Verde off the West African coast. Portugal had been included given its strong travel links with Brazil. However, there would be an exemption for haulers and travelling from the country to allow the transportation of essential goods. And Prime Minister Boris Johnson also expressed concerns about the Brazilian variant on Wednesday as Britain continues to ramp up efforts to contain the UK variant of the virus in the country. And Britain is currently one of the deadliest countries in the Europe due to COVID-19 outbreak. Authorities have also blamed the new coronavirus variant for the recent spike in cases.
Than in the rest of Europe combined.
According to experts, the Brazilian variant shares some characteristics with those found in Britain and South Africa, and researchers believe that this newly detected virus is likely to be more contagious than the earlier discovered British and South African strains.
Existe essa possibilidade, eu não posso garantir que isso já esteja ocorrendo, mas existe por conta das mutações que ela apresentou na posição 484 e na posição 501. São mutações que já foram associadas com esse maior potencial de transmissão. Então, muito provavelmente sim.
We are now being joined live by London Bureau Chief Mandy Clark for more on this. Mandy, what can you tell us about the ban and other measures in place?
The ban does come into force today. British residents who are in South America and Irish passport holders as well are allowed to come back in, but they will have to quarantine for 10 days. However, anybody else will not be allowed to travel into Britain. And these measures are really taking hold because Britain is suffering so much with its own variant that is very contagious. The fact that this Brazilian variant could be even more contagious would be a death blow to really trying to control the virus, and that's why the decision has been made. What is surprising is the time it has taken Britain to really add these travel bans to countries that have these variants. And there's also discussion from the World Health Organization to start to remove the names of the countries where these variants come from, to remove the stigma, because we do know there's the UK, the South African, Brazilian one, but they don't want those countries to be punished, so they might see a convention change as well.
All right, but also what can you tell us about the practical implications of this ban and how long do you see this continuing?
They didn't give an end date, which is interesting. They do want to see a serious control. Britain is one of the most severely affected countries when it comes to COVID-19, and it's in its third national lockdown, which is facing the strictest measures. They really can't take any more risk of COVID coming back in. So there is no end date. It could last until that variant is in some way under control. But for many people who were looking to travel to Britain, who have family here, who might not be passport holders, it is a time of stress because they just don't know if and when they will be able to return back. But these measures, the Prime Minister arguing, are crucial to really control the spread. They've managed to vaccinate around 3 million people, but in a country of over 60 million, there's a long way to go.
And also, as per experts, the variant shares some characteristics of those from Britain and, of course, South Africa. How do you explain that?
Well, mutations happen, so it doesn't necessarily mean that the Brazilian one had been in contact with the UK or the South American one. The thing with viruses, they want to survive, they want to spread. That's the reason being. So these mutations can have similar characteristics. They don't necessarily mean that they are a mutation from those variants, but it does show that this virus is looking for ways to survive and to continue to spread. So we might see other variants with similarities.
Yes, of course. All
showing
right.
up.
All right, Mandy, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.